Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Genesis 16 to 20, Proverbs 17, and Psalm 20. Let's get started. Abraham's wife Sarai had never had any children by him, but she had a female slave from Egypt named Hagar. So she said to Abraham, "The Lord has kept me from having children. Go and sleep with my slave. Maybe I can have a family through her." Abraham agreed to what Sarai had said. So his wife Sarai gave him her slave Hagar to be his wife. That was after he'd been living in Canaan for 10 years. When he slept with Hagar, and she became pregnant. When Hagar knew she was pregnant, she began to look down on the women who owned her. Then Sarai said to Abraham, "It's your fault that I'm suffering. I put my slave in your arms. Now that she knows she's pregnant, she looks down on me. May the Lord judge between you and me. May he decide which of us is right. Your slave belongs to you," Abraham said. "Do with her what you think is best." Then Sarah treated Hagar badly. So Hagar ran away from her. The angel of the Lord found Hagar near a spring of water in the desert. The spring was beside the road to Shur. The angel said, "Hagar, you are Sarai's slave. Where have you come from? Where are you going?" "I'm running away from my owner, Sarai," she answered. Then the angel of the Lord told her, "Go back to the woman who owned you. Obey her." The angel continued, "I will give you and your family many children. There will be more of them than anyone can count." The angel of the Lord also said to her, "You are now pregnant and will have a son. You will name him Ishmael, because the Lord has heard about your suffering. He will be like a wild donkey. He will use his power against everyone, and everyone will be against him. He will not get along with any of his family." She gave a name to the Lord who spoke to her. She called him, "You are the God who sees me." That's because she said, "I have now seen the one who sees me." That's why the well was named Bir Lahai Roi. It's still there, between Kadesh and Bered. So Hagar had a son by Abraham, and Abraham gave him the name Ishmael. Abraham was 86 years old when Hagar had Ishmael born. When Abraham was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to him. He said, "I am the mighty God. Walk faithfully with me. Live in a way that pleases me. I will now act on my covenant between me and you. I will greatly increase the number of your children after you." Abraham fell with his face to the ground. God said to him, "This is my covenant with you. You will be the father of many nations. You will not be called Abraham anymore. Your name will be Abraham, because I have made you a father of many nations. I will greatly increase the number of your children after you. Nations and kings will come from you. I will make my covenant with you last forever. It will be between me and you and your family after you for all time to come. And I will be your God, and I will be the God of all your family after and outside. But I will give you the whole land of Canaan. You will own it forever, and so will all your family after you, and I will be their God." Then God said to Abraham, "You must keep my covenant. You and your family after you must keep for all time to come. Here's my covenant that you and your family after you must keep. You and every male among you must be circumcised. That will be the sign of the covenant between me and you. It must be done for all time to come. Every male among you who is 8 days old must be circumcised. That includes those who are born into your own family or outside. It also includes those bought with money from a stranger. So any male born into your family or bought with your money must be circumcised. My covenant will last forever. Your body will have the mark of my covenant on it. Any male who has not been circumcised will be separated from his people. He has broken my covenant." God also said to Abraham, "Do not continue to call your wife by the name Sarai. Her name will be Sarah. I will give her my blessing. You can be sure that I will give you a son by her. I will bless her so that she will be the mother of nations. Kings of nations will come from her." Abraham fell with his face to the ground. He laughed and said to himself, "Can a 100-year-old man have a son? Can Sarah have a child at the age of 90? Abraham said to God, "I really wish Ishmael could receive your blessing." Then God said, "Yes, I will bless Ishmael, but your wife Sarah will have a son by you, and you will name him Isaac. I will establish my covenant with him. That covenant will last forever. It will be for Isaac and his family after him. I have heard what you said about Ishmael. I will surely bless him. I will make his family very large. He will be the father of 12 rulers, and I will make him into a great nation. But I will establish my covenant with Isaac. By the time next year, Sarah will have a son by you." When God had finished speaking with Abraham, God left him. On that same day, Abraham circumcised his son Ishmael. He also circumcised every male who was born into his family or bought with his money. He did exactly as God had told him. Abraham was 99 years old when he was circumcised. His son Ishmael was 13. Abraham and his son Ishmael were both circumcised on that same day, and every male in Abraham's household was circumcised along with him. That included those born into his family or bought from a stranger. The Lord appeared to Abraham near the last trees of Mamre. Abraham was sitting at the entrance to his tent. It was the hottest time of the day. Abraham looked up and saw 3 men standing nearby, so he quickly left the entrance to his tent to greet them. He bowed low to the ground. He said, "My Lord, if you are pleased with me, don't pass me by. Let me get you some water. Then all of you can wash your feet and rest under this tree. Let me get you something to eat to give you strength. Then you can go on your way. I want to do this for you now that you have come to me." "All right," they answered. "Do as you say." So Abraham hurried into the tent to Sarah. "Quick," he said, "get about 36 pounds of the finest flour. Prepare and bake some bread." Then he ran over to the herd. He picked out a choice, tender calf. He gave it to a servant, who hurried to prepare it. Then he brought some butter and milk and the calf that had been prepared. He served them to the 3 men. While they ate, he stood near them under a tree. "Where's your wife, Sarah?" They asked him. "Over there in the tent." Then one of them said, "I will surely return to you about this time next year. Your wife Sarah will have a son." Sarah was listening at the entrance to the tent, which was behind him. Abraham and Sarah were already very old. Sarah was too old to have a baby, so she laughed to herself. She thought, "I'm worn out, and my husband is old. Can I really know the joy of having a baby?" Then the Lord said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh? Why did she say, 'Will I really have a baby now that I am old? Is anything too hard for me?' I will return to you at the appointed time next year. Sarah will have a son." Sarah was afraid, so she lied and said, "I didn't laugh." But the Lord said, "Yes, you laughed." The men got up to leave. They looked down towards Sodom. Abraham walked along with them to see them on their way. Then the Lord said, "Should I hide from Abraham what I am about to do? He will suddenly become a great and powerful nation. All nations on earth will be blessed because of him. I have chosen him. He must direct his children to live in the way that pleases me, and he must direct the members of his family after him to do the same. So he must guide all of them in doing what is right and fair. Then I, the Lord, will do for Abraham what I have promised him." The Lord also said, "The cries against Sodom and Gomorrah are very great. Their sin is so bad that I will go down and see for myself. I want to see if what they have done is as bad as the cries that have reached me. If it is not, then I will know." And the men turned away and went towards Sodom, but Abraham remained standing in front of the Lord. Then Abraham came up to him. He said, "Will you sweep away godly people along with those who are evil? What if there are 50 godly people in the sea? Will you really sweep it away? Won't you spare the place because of the 50 godly people? You would never kill godly people along with those who are evil, would you? Would you treat them all alike? You would never do anything like that. Won't the judge of the whole earth do what is right?" The Lord said, "If I find 50 godly people in the city of Sodom, I will spare it. I will spare the whole place because of them." Then Abraham spoke up again. He said, "I am very bold to speak to the Lord. After all, I am only dust and ashes. What if the number of godly people is 5 fewer than 50? Will you destroy the whole city because there are 5 fewer people? If I find 45 there," he said, "I will not destroy it." Once again Abraham spoke to him. He asked, "What if there are only 40 are found there?" He said, "If there are 40, I will not do it." Then Abraham said, "Lord, please don't be angry with me. Let me speak. What if only 30 can be found there?" He answered, "If I find 30, I will not do it." Abraham said, "I have been very bold to speak to the Lord. What if only 20 can be found there?" He said, "If I find 20, I will not destroy it." Then he said, "Lord, please don't argue with me. Let me speak just one more time. What if only 10 can be found there?" He answered, "If I find 10, I will not destroy it." Then when the Lord had finished speaking with Abraham, he left, and Abraham returned home. The 2 angels arrived at Sodom in the evening. Lot was sitting near the gate of the city. He got up. When Lot saw the angels, he got up to greet them. He bowed down with his face to the ground. "My lords," he said, "please come to my house. You can wash your feet and spend the night there. Then you can go on their way early in the morning." "No," they answered, "we'll spend the night in the town square." But Lot wouldn't give up, so they went with him and entered his house. He prepared a meal for them. They baked bread without using yeast, and they ate. Before Lot and his guests had gone to bed, all the men came from every part of the city of Sodom. Young and old men alike surrounded the house. They called out to Lot. They said, "Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us. We want to have sex with them." Lot went outside to meet them, and he shut the door behind him. He said, "No, my friends, don't do such an evil thing. Look, I have 2 daughters that no man has ever slept with. I will bring them out to you now. Then do to them what you want, but don't do anything to these men. I brought them inside so that they can be safe." "Get out of our way," the men of Sodom replied to Lot. "You came here as an outsider. Now you want to act like a judge. We'll treat you worse than them." They kept trying to force Lot to open the door. Then they moved forward to break it down. But the angels inside reached out and pulled Lot back inside the house and shut the door. Then they made the men who were at the door of the house blind. They blinded both young and old men so that they couldn't find the door. The 2 angels said to Lot, "Do you have any other family members here? Do you have sons-in-law, daughters, or any other relatives in the city? Get them out of here. We are going to destroy this place. Many have cried out to the Lord against the people of the city, so he has sent us to destroy it." Then Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law. They had promised to marry his daughters. He said, "Hurry up. Get out of this place. The Lord is about to destroy the city." But his sons-in-law thought he was joking. The sun was coming up. So the angels tried to get Lot to leave. They said, "Hurry up. Take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here. Get out. If you don't, you will be swept away when the city is destroyed." Lot didn't move right away, so the men grabbed him by the hand. They also took hold of by the hands of his wife and 2 daughters. They led all of them safely out of the city. The Lord had mercy on them. As soon as the angels had brought them out, one of them spoke. He said, "Run for your lives. Don't look back. Don't stop anywhere in the valley. Run to the mountains. If you don't, you will be swept away." But Lot said to them, "No, my lords. Please, you have done me a big favor. You have been very kind to me by sparing my life. Right, but I can't run to the mountains. I won't be able to escape this horrible thing that's going to happen. And then I'll die. Look, here's a town, near enough to run to. It's small. Let me run to it. It's very small, isn't it? Then my life will be spared." The Lord said to Lot, "All right, I'll also give you what you are asking for. I will not destroy the town you were talking about. Run there quickly. I can't do anything until you reach it." The town was named Zor. Zor means small. By the time Lot had reached Zor, the sun had risen over the land. Then the Lord sent down burning sulfur. It came down like rain on Sodom and Gomorrah. It came from the Lord. It came out of the sky. The Lord destroyed the cities and the whole valley. All the people who were living in the cities were wiped out. So were the plants in the land. But Lot's wife looked back. When she did, she became a pillar made out of salt. Early the next morning, Abraham got up. He returned to the place where he had stood in front of the Lord. He looked down towards Sodom and Gomorrah and the whole valley. He saw thick smoke rising from the land. It looked like smoke from a furnace. So when God destroyed the cities of the valley, he shook his head for Abraham. He brought Lot out safely when he destroyed the cities where Lot had lived. Lot and his 2 daughters left Zor. He went to live in the mountains because Lot was afraid to stay in Zor. So he and his daughters lived in a cave. One day the older daughter spoke to the younger one. He said, "Our father is old. People all over the earth have men to marry and have children with. We do not. So let's get our father to drink wine. Then we can sleep with him. We can use our father to continue our family line." That night they got their father to drink wine. Then the older daughter went in and slept with him. He wasn't aware when she lay down or when she got up. The next day the older daughter spoke to the younger one again. She said, "Last night I slept with my father. Let's get him to drink wine again tonight. Then you go in and sleep with him. We can use our father to continue our family line." So they got their father to drink wine that night also. And then the younger daughter slept with him. Again, he wasn't aware when she lay down or when she got up. So both of Lot's daughters became pregnant by their father. The older daughter had a son. She named him Moab. He's the father of the Moabites of today. The younger daughter also had a son. She named him Ben-Ami. He is the father of the Ammonites of today. Abraham moved south into the Negev desert. He lived between Kadesh and Shur. For a while he stayed in Gerar. There Abraham said about his wife Sarah, "She's my sister." Then Abimelech, the king of Gerar, sent for Sarah and took her. So God appeared to Abimelech in a dream one night. He said to him, "Your husband is dead because of the woman you have taken. She is already married." But Abimelech hadn't gone near her. So he said, Lord, will you destroy a nation that hasn't done anything wrong? Didn't Abraham say to me, she's my sister? And didn't she also say, he's my brother? I had no idea I was doing anything wrong. Then God spoke to him in a dream. He said, yes, I know you had no idea that you were doing anything wrong, so I have kept you from sinning against me. Now, that is why I did not let you touch her. Now return the man's wife to him. He is a prophet, he will pray for you, and you will live. But what if you do not return her? Then you can be sure that you and all your people will die. Early the next morning, Abimelech sent for his officials. When he told them everything that happened, they were really afraid. Then Abimelech called Abraham in. Abimelech said, what have you done to us? Have I done something wrong to you? Why have you brought so much guilt on me and my kingdom? You have done things to me that should never be done. Abimelech also asked Abraham, why did you do this? Abraham replied, I thought there is no respect for God in this place. They will kill me because of my wife. Besides, she really is my sister. She's the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife. God had me wander away from my father's house. So I said to her, here's how you can show your love to me. Everywhere we go, say about me, he's my brother. Then Abimelech gave Abraham sheep and cattle and male and female slaves. He also returned his wife Sarah to him. Abimelech said, here's my land, live any way you want to. He said to Sarah, I'm giving your brother 25 pounds of silver. This will show everyone with you that I am sorry for what I did to you. You haven't done anything wrong. Then Abraham prayed to the Lord, and God healed Abimelech. He also healed his wife and his female slaves so that he could have children again. The Lord had kept all the women in Abimelech's house from having children. He had done it because of Abraham's wife, Sarah. The Lord was gracious to Sarah, just as he said he would be. The Lord did for Sarah what he had promised to do. Sarah became pregnant. She had a son by Abraham when he was old. The child was born at the exact time God had promised. Abraham gave the name Isaac to the son Sarah had by him. When his son Isaac was 8 days old, Abraham circumcised him. He did it exactly as God had commanded him. Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born to him. Sarah said, God has given laughter to me. Everyone who hears about this will laugh with me. She also said, who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would breastfeed children? But I've had a son by him when he is old. So Isaac grew. The time came for his mother to stop breastfeeding him. On that day, Abraham prepared a big celebration. But Sarah saw Ishmael making fun of Isaac. Ishmael was the son Hagar had by Abraham. Hagar was Sarah's Egyptian slave. Sarah said to Abraham, get rid of that slave woman. Get rid of her son. That woman's son will never have a share of the family's property. All that belongs to my son Isaac. What Sarah said upset Abraham very much. After all, Ishmael was his son. But God said to Abraham, do not be so upset about the boy and your slave Hagar. Listen to what Sarah tells you, because your family line will continue through Isaac. I will also make the son of your slave into a nation. And I will do it because he is your child. Early the next morning, Abraham got some food and a bottle of water. The bottle was made out of animal skin, and he gave the food and water to Hagar, placing them on her shoulders. Then he sent her away with the boy. She went on her way and wandered in the desert Beersheba. When the water in the bottle was gone, she put the boy under a bush. Then she sat down about as far away as a person could shoot an arrow. She thought, I can't stand to watch the boy die. As she sat there, she began to sob. God heard the boy crying. Then the angel of God called out to Hagar from heaven. He said to her, what is the matter, Hagar? Do not be afraid. God has heard the boy crying as he lies there. Lift up the boy and take him by the hand. I will make him into a great nation. Then God opened Hagar's eyes, and she saw a well of water. So she went and filled the bottle with water and gave the boy a drink. And God was with the boy as he grew up. He lived in the desert and learned to shoot a bow and arrow. While he was living in the desert, Pharaoh, his mother got a wife for him from Egypt. At that time, Abimelech and his army commander Phicol spoke to Abraham. They said to Abraham, God is with you in everything you do. Now make a promise to me here while God is watching. Give me a word that you will treat me fairly. Promise that you will treat my children and their children the same way. I've been kind to you. Now you will be kind to me and the country where you are living as an outsider. Proverbs 17. It is better to eat a dry crust of bread and peace and quiet than to eat a big dinner in a house full of fun. Now wisdom will rule over a shameful child. He will be given part of the property as if he were a family member. Right tests silver and heat tests gold, but the Lord tests their hearts. Evil people listen to lies, lying people listen to evil. Anyone who laughs at those who are poor makes fun of their maker. Anyone who is happy when others suffer will be punished. Grandchildren are like a crown to older people, and children are proud of their parents. Fancy words don't belong in the mess of ungodly fools, and lies certainly don't belong in the mess of rulers. Those who give money think it will buy them favors. They think that no matter where they turn, they'll succeed. Whoever wants to show love forgives wrong, and those who talk about it separate close friends. A person who understands what is right learns more from just a warning than a foolish person learns from 100 strokes with a whip. An evil person tries to keep others from obeying God. The messenger of death will be sent against them. It is better to meet a bear whose cubs have been stolen than to meet a foolish person who is acting foolishly. Evil will never leave the house, so if anyone who pays back evil for good. Direct arguers like me who will crack in the dam. So drop the matter before a fight breaks out. The Lord hates two things. He hates it when the guilty are set free. He also hates it when those who aren't guilty are punished. Why should a person try to buy wisdom? They are not even able to understand it. A friend loves at all times. They are here to help when trouble comes. A person who has no sense agrees to pay what other people are. It isn't wise to promise to pay other people's bills. The one who loves to argue loves to sin. The one who builds a high gate is just asking to be true. If your heart is twisted, you won't succeed. If your tongue tells lies, you won't get into trouble. It is sad to have a foolish heart. The chance of the godless fool have no joy. A cheerful heart makes you healthy, but a broken spirit drives you wrong. Anyone who does wrong accepts favors in secret. Then they turn what's right into what is wrong. Anyone who understands what is right keeps wisdom in view, but the eyes of a foolish person look everywhere else. A foolish child makes his father sad, and his mother sorry. It isn't good to find those who aren't guilty, so it certainly isn't good to whip officials just because they're honest. Anyone who is knowledge can trust their words. Anyone who is understanding is not easily upset. We think even foolish people are wise if they keep silent. And we think they understand what's right if they control their tongues. Psalm 20. May the Lord answer you when you are in trouble. May the God of Jacob keep you safe. May he send you hail from the sacred tent. May he give you aid from Zion. May he remember all your sacrifices. May he accept your burnt offerings. May he give you what your heart wishes for. May he make all your plans succeed. May we shout for joy over your victory. May we lift up our flags in the name of our God. May the Lord give you everything you ask for. And now I know that the Lord gives victory to his anointed king. He answers him from a sacred home in heaven. The power of God's right hand gives glory to the king. Some trust in chariots, some trust in horses, but we trust in the Lord our God. They are brought to their knees and fall down, but we get up and stand firm. Lord, give victory to the king. Answer us when we call out to you. Now that's done, I shall now do the Lord's Prayer. Please bow your head. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as you've also forgiven our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.